Greetings, Gemini. Hello, hello, my lovely Geminis. Greetings and welcome, Gemini. Today, we're here to do a love reading, love and relationship reading for you. If you are new to my channel and this is your first time here, I'd like to welcome you. I really appreciate you stopping by today. For those of you returning Geminis, welcome back. Thank you. Thank you for coming back. And thank you to those of you Geminis who subscribed. I appreciate your presence here today. And I look forward to bringing you messages from Spirit that help you in your love and relationship situations. All right, Gemini. This is a general reading. Meaning, if you find that the story here that comes through from Spirit, the messages that come through from Spirit do not fit your particular situation, please don't panic, Gemini. Just know that that is all the more reason for you to click that subscribe button and mash that notification bell, because your message will be dropping within the next few days, and you want to be the first one to be notified of it. All right. With that being said, I also want to throw in a disclaimer, not a disclaimer really, just an apology in advance, because I do live in the city. There are a lot of city noises that I cannot block out. Hopefully, it'll stay to a low roar out there while we get these messages out for you. All right. All right, Spirit, let's get some messages on the board for my beautiful Gemini souls. What can they expect in love and relationships? And Spirit, if there are any warnings, that things that they need to be aware of, please let us know that as well. Okay, Gemini, we're going to start our reading with some oracle card messages. And then once we have gone through those messages, I will be verifying and clarifying with the tarot. Okay? All right. So now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's look at our Gemini messages for love and relationships. All right, Gemini, your first message comes through Sight of the Owl. Next up is Ivy, and we'll follow that message up with Thunderstorm. All right, Gemini. So your first message comes through Sight of the Owl, and what I'm picking up here is that there is something coming your way, and there is someone coming your way, and you're going to need to pay close attention to the finer details, the more subtle aspects of your interaction with this person. Owls are known, of course, for night vision. They're nocturnal animals, but their vision, their night vision is legendary. It's the stuff of legends, right? And they are able to turn their heads 360 degrees. Therefore, what Spirit is saying with this particular message is that you need to make sure that you are looking very closely at the details, the whole situation, everything that this person brings to you and says to you. You need to just be very watchful of it all, because with this person comes a decision. So I feel like they're coming back, and this, for many of you, for most of you, this feels like someone from your past, right? And your full awareness is required, because this decision, whatever offer they're coming in to make, it's a offer that, should you accept it, is going to change things for you dramatically. In other words, it's either going to change how you're doing things today, like I get and I'm hearing, for some of you, this offer is going to be that you either move to a new location with them. It could be in the same city, right? But it could be a very different place away from where you currently live. So there's that, or their offer may have to do with them moving in and cohabitating with you. Okay, so in other words, this changes things dramatically in your day-to-day life, and this is challenging because things may not be as they appear on the surface. So you're going to have to rely on your intuition, and you're going to need to just really hone in on the fine details of what's being said and what's being offered. Okay? All right. So next message comes by way of Ivy. And Ivy talks about quite a few things, actually, but it talks about connections with other people, right? So an ivy plant, if you're familiar with it, reaches out. It's a vining plant, so it hangs down. Its vines reach out and wrap around everything that it comes into contact with, and that's how it grows. It, like, wraps around, hangs down. So this talks about connections and how your connections affect you. That's a part of the message of this card, and that's the part of the message that Spirit is drawing my attention to, right? So just like the ivy, as it stretches out and expands and wraps around things, it relies on what it is wrapping around to support it, right? So it wraps around, maybe in the wild, it wraps around tree branches and things like that. But in your garden, it can wrap around a trellis, right? So it relies on whatever it wraps around as it's growing to support it. So look at that in regard to this message that just came through from Sight of the Owl. Is this person looking to you for support? Are you, upon taking up their offer, going to be responsible for their support? And now, I mean, technically, none of us as adults are responsible for our lovers' support. But again, depending on the offer that's made and how that changes the relationship between the two of you, this other person may be looking to you for support, whether that's financial support or emotional support. So we're talking about codependency here, in the way that this message of Ivy is coming through. Look at codependency, and if that is what's healthy for you. Needless to say, is codependency ever healthy? Well, that's subjective, okay? But look at the fact that you would be changing the dynamic between you to something that is very codependent. Or you'll be reassuming a codependent relationship that you were in the past. And was that healthy for you in the past? How did that end? Why did it end? If this person is coming back in the same energy of codependency, how can you expect it to be different now? That's what we're looking at here, okay? We're also looking at how you may be codependent emotionally, and that's what is fueling your decision to be with this person. For those of you who are not in a connection and it's not dealing with a person from your past, this is the same warning, so to speak, for someone new who may step to you and after a short period of time propose something very serious in regards to your living situation, right? So proposing that you move in together, but you've known this person a month, you know, that kind of thing. We're looking at codependency because for some of you, and this is a very specific message, this new person who would be coming your way will be moving very quickly in the connection with you, right? They'll be moving very quickly to make it a very serious commitment, right? And that is fueled by the fact that financially they're going to rely on you in a like 50-50 type relationship where you pay 50% of the bills, they pay 50% of the bills, and or you pay all of the bills and they provide things around the home of value to you. But then you'll find yourself in a situation where this person gets their money up, they save up, they get their money up, they get it up to where they want it to be, and then they ghost, leaving you heartbroken, hurt at the very least, and bewildered, wondering what the hell happened. And the whole time it was a plot by this person to get their money up and move on. So they used you, you know, in other words, like, just go out and get a roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to take other people through this kind of thing. And that's to the new person, not to you, Gemini. But they just use you to get their money up, and then they ghost you, leaving you holding the bag, right? And you may even find yourself in that situation, holding the bag for more than you bargained for, because they may make other financial commitments where the two of you jointly do things like, I don't know, buy a car, or car is just an example that comes to mind, but you purchase something major together, that person ghost takes that purchase with them, and now you're left holding the bag as far as being in debt. All right, so this is some cold-blooded energy for some of you, and you need to be aware, and you need to be using your intuitive visions, insights, hunches, feelings to discern what this person is about. And listen, when it comes down to it, when a person is coming at you very seriously and fast and trying to move fast, it's not time to speed up and move fast with them. It's time to slow down. Basically, you need to tell this person, keep your hands where I can see them, okay? I need to check you out for a while, all right? And if you don't just say that to the person, energetically, you need to enforce that. All right, so our next message comes by way of Thunderstorm. And again, this ties perfectly into these messages that have come forward thus far, because this is a look ahead, right? If you are taken advantage of, if you are taken advantage of by a new person, if you are entering into codependency with someone past, you're going to get to a point not far down the line where it's going to feel like the rain is pouring down all over you. You're going to feel like you're in the middle of a thunderstorm. All right. There's going to be lightning splitting the sky. It's going to be a very rude awakening to learn what this person's motives are. Okay. It's going to be an upheaval. This card right here is very similar in its messages to the Tower card in the tarot. And I wouldn't be surprised if when we start to clarify here in a moment with the tarot, I would not be surprised to see the Tower at all, because this upheaval is swift, fast. It hits you out of nowhere. You did not see it coming. It's like a thunderstorm that, you know, those rainstorms that come up suddenly that no one saw coming. And if you didn't watch the Weather Channel, you had absolutely no idea was coming. Well, this is the Weather Channel, Gemini. This is your thunderstorm warning. Be aware of that. All right, so let's get into the tarot and see what else Spirit has to say regarding all of this. So I'm going to take a few moments here to get my shuffles in, and Spirit is going to tell me when it's time to stop shuffling and when it's time to lay down the cards. And so while we have this moment, Gemini, again, I want to thank you for being here, but this is a perfect time to go ahead and click that subscribe button and mash that notification bell. Join the tribe here, all right? Join the tribe, because I am bringing messages through to you on the regular. All right, I'm committed to doing that. All right, I had the High Priestess in the reverse fly out here during my shuffle, and a lot of times I will just put those cards back in the deck, but Spirit's telling me this is significant to your situation, because the High Priestess in the reverse, of course, talks about ignoring your intuition. And in this case, Gemini, I see that many of you are going to feel like this person, when they come forward to you, like it is what you've been waiting for, what you've been wanting. It's going to look good. I mean, they're going to look good. They're going to be very attractive and looking good, man. And you are going to be drawn to them, and you're going to think this is the universe answering what it is that you've asked for as far as relationships are concerned, okay? So your first instinct is going to be to override what intuition is bringing in, the warnings, like when the alarm bells start going off in regards to this person. You're going to be like, oh, no. And you're going to do your best to block that and ignore it. And if I am not mistaken, I believe I remember from the last Gemini Love reading that I did, there was a message about ignoring your intuitive insights. Gemini, you've got to, got to start taking heed. You will definitely be able to swerve around a whole lot of bullshit in your life once you commit to listening to the voice of intuition as it unfolds for you. All right, so that we're going to move out the way for now and get these messages on the board. Ha, no surprise here. All right. So first we have this Sight of the Owl message being clarified by the Nine of Swords in the reverse. And so again, this person steps forward. They have this shiny offer. They wine and dine you with their last few dollars that they have in their bank until they're able to live off of you a little bit. The sarcasm is real, but it's real, okay? So this Nine of Swords in the reverse is further nailing down this message. This person is going to look good to you, right? And with this being in the reverse, here again, we have the third eye here that you're ignoring, because this looks like the end of loneliness, the end of sleepless nights, the end of anxiety. This looks so good. This looks delicious to you, Gemini, and you're willing to override everything your inner High Priestess is saying at that moment. All right? Because standing right in front of you is everything you think that you desire. All right? Again, do not ignore looking with your insight to see exactly the subtleties in those, especially in those initial interactions. with the person, because I do feel very strongly in those initial interactions, you're going to see things if you just look. The person is going to make a few blunders that will be subtle, very subtle, but they're going to let you know that they're full of shit. All right, so the next message of Ivy is being clarified by the sun. All right. And again, Ivy talks about what we just spoke about a few moments ago about support. But it also talks about your network of friends, those network of people that actually care about you very much. And so with this sun card here, there's a message that goes along with this, that, you know what, having a sounding board, having a good friend that you can trust, that you can go to discuss this love situation as it starts to come back in for you. This is going to be invaluable. Someone to bounce off of what is happening in your life. Now, let me just say this. Your best friend may not be the best person for this if your best friend does not give sound love advice. You need to seek out someone who gives you sound advice, that person who, it's always like when they advise you maybe something that you don't want to hear, but then you ignore it, you're always sorry later. That's the person you want to go to, okay? If you don't have a person like that, then perhaps you speak to a relationship coach, someone who will step through with you in a session the interactions that you're having with this person, step by step by step. And then they will be able to point out to you things that, because of your beautiful, loving nature and your desire to be in union, you're not seeing, that these details that are flying past you. They're the ones that are going to ask you questions that make you think and think back on your interactions and say, wait a minute, yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that before. You need someone who will provide you with clarity. You need someone in your network committed to providing you with clarity. Okay? All right. That's the message that's coming through there. This Thunderstorm card is being clarified by the 10 of coins in the reverse. No surprise. Remember, we talked about this hitting you out of nowhere later down the road when they ghost you and move on. You're thinking it's a 10 of coins upright experience where you have the relationship of your dreams, financially secure, building a legacy, having children, happily ever after. You think power couple. Yes, we're going to start a business together. We're going to collaborate and have money coming out of the rafters. We are Jay-Z and Beyonce. That's what you're thinking when you get involved with this person. But it is the exact opposite. You may end up in a very financially ruined type of situation, depending on whatever this person's grand scheme is. Some of them may need 6 months to get with you and ghost. And believe me when I say this, that's horrible, right? And this is to tell you how horrible this is. If they were to actually get with you for 6 months, get their money up and leave, that would be a blessing in this particular case, because for some of you, this person will hold on maybe even 2 to 3 years and then ghost you. And you could end up in a situation easily where you're filing bankruptcy. Like, that's the type of debauchery that we're talking about here. This person and not being able to trust them. All right. Let me get some messages with my clarifying deck. And let me get some shuffles in. You know, I want to come in and give you guys something good to leave out of this reading. You know what? I shouldn't even say that, because here's the thing. Yeah, we come to a love reading wanting to hear happy, happy, joy, joy. But you know what is really joyous? When you're forewarned because of a tarot reading and you're able to make the right decisions that don't lead to all this craziness. That's a happy message, believe it or not. So my belief is that the tarot should be used, a tarot reading should be used like a map to help you, guide you in a situation so that you can actually change outcomes to what you want them to be. No one wants to go down the path of being used by someone. So use this map to get you to your happy place. All right. So even if the messages aren't all happy, happy, joy, joy, use this information to get you out of harm's way. All right. All right. Let's see what these cards have for us. Lots more reversals. All right. So to clarify this message, we have the Lovers in reverse. Is that, do I need to even finish this reading? Okay, Spirit, listen. Lovers in reverse, self-explanatory shit. This is a partnership that will hurt you. This is a partnership that will end in divorce. This is a partnership that will end in a breakup. And not just any breakup, because, you know, if we were talking about the Two of Cups reversed, then, you know, that's a breakup. Tower is a breakup. Three of Swords is a breakup. But this is major. Lovers card is a major, major card. Everybody knows about the Lovers card anyways, all around the world, right? Even if you don't know tarot. Lovers card in reverse is huge breakup energy. Excuse me, I needed to take a sip there. It's the type of energy that not only breaks your heart, it's traumatic to your soul. So keep that in mind, Gemini. We're clarifying this message here with the Hierophant and the divorce. Again, this talks about the breakdown of something. So make sure this advisor, this Hierophant, is the right person to guide you, number one. And number two, make sure that you are not afraid to seek them out. Do not, the message I'm getting is, don't avoid seeking out a sounding board because you feel embarrassed in some way, right? If the person that you're considering approaching on this is someone that you're going to feel embarrassed talking about this person with, or talking about this person with again for past people returning, then choose someone else. And like I said, if you need to get a neutral third party, go the route of like counselor or coach or something like that. You can actually find coaches that are not expensive at all, you know, so if that's a concern for you now. But don't ignore your need for it, is what I'm getting with this Hierophant card. All right. We're clarifying this message here with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. And again, King of Pentacles, we've had the Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. We have Thunderstorm. King of Pentacles, upright, very financially sound, a person who's about their money, their material wealth, they're successful. In the reverse, We've already, Spirit is like, look, I said what I said, what I said. I said what the hell I said, what the hell I said. Listen to me. All right, Gemini. There's nothing else here for you. Please subscribe to my channel for more messages. Thank you for being here today. Take care of yourselves. Listen to your intuitive insights. And until next time, bye-bye.